Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 8 a.m. PST. I'm going to be going over one of my really good trades and a couple other choppy trades that I took today. On this account specifically, I made $567, and on this one is $441. So let's get into it. So starting off, always higher time frame to low. So 4-hour time frame, we have obviously the weekly gap below, but we have a 4-hour gap right here, and we have a 1-hour gap right in here. So this 1-hour gap and 15-minute gap is like 4-hour, 1 hour, 15. So that's like a really good area of interest if the market wanted to pull back. On top of that, we have this 4-hour gap that the market is kind of chopping in. And we have our draws, right? We have Asia, London, Asia, New York. I'm not really sure if this is Asia, but it don't really matter. So we have London, internal draw, and Asia. All right, so now that we know where we are coming into market open, we can kind of zoom out and see what the market wants to do. So again, on the higher time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour, doesn't really matter. We can see we made a huge V-shaped recovery after we tapped into the weekly gap. We made a nice double bottom and we bounced out of it, creating a change in a state of delivery, breaking out of this 4-hour gap, targeting the draws above. The tricky thing about this morning was this right here was 7 a.m. So before this candle got printed right here, we had these two candles. And specifically on the 4-hour, you can see they're kind of wicky, kind of doji, these two right here. And so personally, I wasn't really sure whether or not the market wanted to retrace down into these gaps before going higher. So, right, we tapped into London, maybe come down, take out all those draws, tap into the gap, and then go higher. And so I had a pretty even bias of bearish and bullish, but that's why going down into the lower time frames, coming into market open, is where we really got our answer. So again, going down into the 15-minute for market open, we can see again we have London, internal, and Asia. Coinciding with the 4-hour gap, that plays a big role because we not only rejected once, 2, 3 times, but at the same time we're creating like upwards momentum right here, which is good because with that upwards momentum, we are kind of just like in this trend right here, right? High, low, high, low. We're just kind of range bound until we take out these draws above. And so the trade I took was a long off market open to target the draws above. Pretty much these stacked draws right here. Okay, so market open was right here, 6:30 PST, and I was using smaller time frame, 1 minute, 30 second. You could have used the 5-minute. There was a 5-minute gap right here, smaller time frame. Oh, smaller gap, smaller gap, 5-minute right there. But I chose to use the 1 minute. Why? Well, it was a bigger gap, so I chose to use this very large 1-minute gap right there. Again, market was selling off, selling off, selling off. We tapped into the 4-hour. We came up, tapped into the 1 minute, came down, and we kind of were just chopping in this range overnight until market open. This is 6:32, 6:33. We broke out. And so I was confident in this trade to go higher because we made a bottom. We had, again, lower time frame V-shaped recovery. If we find a high somewhere, let's just use this one. Okay, we had a change in a state of delivery with these candles closing above. we came down, retraced on the 2-minute. We filled this gap right here on the 2-minute. And so with that gap being filled and not getting closed below, we pump up. And what did the market do? It did it one more time to take out more liquidity down with these resting orders below to pump up. Okay, so now that we did that, now that we took out more liquidity, I went long. I went long to target up here, resting draws on the candle close. I didn't target data highs or wick highs, whatever you want to call it. I just targeted right there. However, I did close my trade early because since I'm on a PA, I do trail my stop to break even, if not in profit, because I do not need to wait until full TP if I'm already in profit. I know some people might trade differently. They might move their stop to break even and then wait for a pullback and then whatever. I'll just take my profits and then move on. And so that's what I did. I will show you the chart executions for that. Okay, so pretty much I got out at 153.00, which is right here, and I got in right here at 24124. I know it's hard to see. 24124. So it would have been right here. So I got this 30-point move with 10 contracts. So that got me my $567. On my other PA, it looks a little bit different. Let's jump over to that. I'm going to turn these off real quick because it's a little bit messy. But on this account, 441 in the day. Over on the stats, it is 16 trades, which it didn't need to be that many, honestly. That's too much. It needs to be like 1 to 4. 4 is already too much. But unfortunately, Top Step was not letting me copy trade. I don't know why. It's saying something about the balance being different. I don't know. But I did not take this trade because of that reason, so this one is gone. I wanted to take the short rejection down, and honestly, I'm not really even sure which ones I took because I took so many. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this back on and be prepared because it is a mess. So here we go. Okay, so we're all over the place. Why? Because I was trading smaller time frame, and yeah. But let's get into it. So again, this is that long I took on the other account, and then yeah, looking back at it, this is just a train wreck and a disaster. So I don't even know if it's worth going over, but let's do it real quick. Okay, cool. We took a long off the bounce of the weekly or 15-minute gap. Cool. Right here, looks like I went long, and then I went long again. I have no idea. Small little scalpy short. I don't even know. This is just a mess of the chop. It's because I'm on smaller time frame on this account. This one looks like I went long, and I got out at break even because I saw it starting to chop. And so once we came down and made a V-shaped recovery, I went long with 12 and then got out with 12. And then decided to go in with, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. But here I am sizing heavier with 20 contracts, so 20 to 20. And then 64 to 71 looks like, oh, looks like I doubled down. I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. Don't trade like this. Don't trade smaller time frame. Don't trade the chop. When in doubt, if you're feeling emotional, if you're over leveraging your account, walk away. I try to use this timer thing, which is kind of nice. If you, whatever it says on the top, it'll do. So I try to set that to refresh myself, walk away from the charts and come back. So for instance, if market opens at 6:30 or 9:30, I'll set a 15-minute timer back. But yeah, $3,700 I think on right around both the accounts, 38, 37. So this one we're seeing on a 2K week, 16 trades, 400, 700, 800. Oops. This one 500, 700, 800. These ones pretty much similar. This one just has like $100 more. But yeah, overall decent on the dashboard for Top Step for payouts. I am waiting for these two to hit the bank. They're finalized. Everything's done. I'm just waiting on my Wise account. I don't know if the money's in there. I've just been waiting for that. Still nothing. But that being said, those are the trades I took today. And yeah, catch you on the next one. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Any questions, I'll try to answer them. And yeah, deuces.